Houston Texans. Two teams here playing for pride as the final week of the NFL season is underway. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
To throw again, David. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, David. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Lane. The former Missouri Tiger Drew Lock will be the quarterback as he leads out the Denver Broncos.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, accentuate the positive. Because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. That's going to be caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Jerry Jeudy, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos have taken the early lead.
This is similar to baseball where you walk the leadoff hitter and you don't expect him to come around and score. Almost impossible. Anytime a defense has to defend a short field, you usually end up seeing the result we saw, giving up points.
Extra point attempt to follow here.
ABC Mouse is a full online curriculum designed by learning experts for kids ages 2 through 8. With over
And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos. They had the short field and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone.
We barely beat Ball State. I didn't realize that, though. Akron got destroyed. Now Eastern Michigan's coming.
Now Pinion with a kickoff.
And there's still another 4 4-star recruits that we could potentially
fielded just outside the goal line.
But I guess we just have to hope that it all plays out. What we have to do to get more people out to our games, but if we hit this field goal, we're up by 4. Like expected, of course, if you're in a situation like this, your defense has played pretty well. I couldn't get over to that ball, so we'll see what happens on 4th and 4. I just have to make sure none of these drags get open, and we're going to hit them short. That is a huge stop right there. We've pretty much just sealed our win. Our defense has been incredible, but I don't love that we can't fully run out the clock. There is also 15-mile-per-hour winds that could have ended out, and I never trust the computer to close out a game, even if it's simming for 1 play. I've seen some dumb stuff happen, though if they got this ball all the way to the end zone, that would have been extremely impressive. It took us a while, but we have beaten Central Michigan, and we've also impressed another 4-star recruit. All we have to do now is close out the season with a win against 76 overall Buffalo, and Tyrese Sweat ended up going for 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. There's what we've been waiting for, a spot in the conference championship. But keep in mind, Ball State might be tough. We only beat them by 1 point in sim, and Buffalo
They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit.
Going to make it first and foremost. All I want is for this game to be over, for us to have our shot at making the playoffs, though we're in a tough spot here on 2nd and 19. I doubt we're going to get anything. And on 3rd and 19, I might just throw a back shoulder throw, go for the aggressive catch, and hope we bring it in. That was a play from Tyree Sweat right there. I saw the man-to-man coverage. We were able to abuse it, and now we've just been running the football versus that. So I think we're in a spot where we can run out basically the rest of the clock. But if the touchdown's there, I have to take it. Now, will I regret that decision? Potentially. They have been driving down the field versus us, and our zone can't get over there. But our hands team should be able to steal the conference championship right here, and that's what we've done. This season has been an incredible turnaround for us compared to the first 3. And with everybody staying healthy most of the season, it all finally went our way. This isn't the first MAC championship we should win either. If we don't get it next season, I'll be very disappointed. And with all the momentum we have, we're becoming an attractive spot for 4-stars. We pick up another free safety the next week, and then this tight end as well. This is about to be our moment of truth too, because with the Heisman winner popping up, we're about to find out if we made it into the playoffs or if we made a bowl game. We're playing Arkansas State. That's pretty disappointing, especially since there are some smaller schools ranked above us, but they won their conference championship with better records, or maybe not Middle Tennessee State's case. In fact, they don't even have a star next to their name, so they got that large game. And our only loss this season came to 13-0 South Alabama. I feel like we've been snubbed, but I can at least appreciate doesn't mean too much to us, especially since I'm not sure we were even ready to be a playoff team, but we have to get there this 4th quarter where they've tried to come back, and they legitimately might be able to still pull it off. I thought Borden just started throwing up deep throws trying to test their defense. At least we recovered this. So Yeldon can take a knee, and we're ending the year 13-1. Winning the ball again doesn't mean too much to us, especially since I'm not sure we were even ready to be a playoff team, but we have to get there next year, and if D'Angelo Yeldon can rep
18 big yards on that one, and a Denver first.
It's almost as if they didn't
It takes 7 minutes to cook, has up to 22 rounds of protein, only 6 rounds of net carbs, and is 100% plant-based. Hey, I'm Kevin from
in the early going.
This player still had more room. Is going to drop us below UMass, who just beat them. The MAC conference has zero respect at the moment. We're about to play bowling, and I think I want to hop into this one. It could be a trap game. We're on the road at our rival.
On the give, it's Lindsey.
But they've been able to just run the ball. I don't think this many teams have ever been ranked during conference championship week. And imagine if all 5 years went to waste because we couldn't take down Toledo. I feel like it would be very challenging to choke with a team as good as ours. But able to take their flat for almost nothing. And they've audibled down into a running formation, but again, they're throwing it, and we have to make this tackle. I am nervous right now. 3rd and goal. We can't give up anything stupid. And that was our moment. That was such a clutch tackle. I have a quarterback spy out there, though I'm stuck, and with that spy, we should be able to hold him short. I learned my lesson, and Toledo thinks we're stupid. They're going to run commit because they want to try and get a safety, so we're able to toast them with our best receiver by like 20 yards. I mean, this is just ridiculous. We could also just end it right here with another stop, though they are able to get the first. And after getting a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, it all comes down to this onside kick right here, which we're going to recover. That's how he plays out again. I'm not proud that it was that tight, but we have shown that we can fight through those moments. And winning back-to-back conference championships is a pretty big deal. We also keep on leveling up, which means I can spend some more of these coach points in the tactician tree. And D'Angelo Yeldon ended up only throwing 2 interceptions the entire season, not as many passing touchdowns as last year, but we had some big leads. He's a deal breaker for playing time, so I'm not sure how that works, but we also ran the ball a bit more with Kevin Pleasant's second that we didn't have a playoff match pop up, but it's because we were first round bye. In the end, the rankings kind of fixed pretty close at numbers. But I think in the playoffs, Miguel would be a shocker. He's supposed to be in the spot for us, and remember, this is the kid that was a gym with 98 speed. It would have been pretty cool to even be in the Heisman runnings, but that did not happen. We might have some award winners, and that scared me for a second that we didn't have a playoff match pop up, but it's because we were first round bye. In the end, the rankings kind of fixed themselves. Both Wyoming and South Alabama dropped below us. They have us on a 3rd and 19 that we're still converting, or at least I thought we got there. They're marking it as a 4th and 1, so I'm going for it. I'm not going to take that. We're going to get the touchdown. Having a strong start is very one of the reasons the offense has struggled in this game, though we did get a pick 6 for never happened in real life.
8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee.
I know the rest of the country was painfully average, and it does mean we have an easier matchup. But I want to feel like I've earned a championship at least, and if we get South...
It's been an awfully slow start.
Well, I'm not sure if we're fast enough. Nope, we are. That alignment with one of the best wide receivers in the country is just setting yourself up for failure. Now stack goes to the one, and I'm going to chew the clock down before doing a direct halfback snap, which gets us in. I know this is going to come as a shock, but we were able to also handle Wyoming. And it's time for the moment of truth. Who do we get in the national championship? We have faced a team that finished with 3 losses out of the Mountain West Conference, a team that finished with 5 losses out of the Big Ten. And after advancing through National Offensive Player of the Week, all of that is going to get us Notre Dame in the championship. Well, we're not getting our rematch versus South Alabama. They only lost by 8 points. But this is an independent school with 4 losses that made it this far, and they're still in 89. Just doing a little bit of comparing as well, I feel like their team... Now on 3rd and 9, I mean, the pressure is just off the charts. I'm not sure if our offensive line is good enough to keep up with them. And this is after the recent update, so it's not like the computer should be screaming in as much as they have been. We get the sack. That's led to us having a solid drive down the field, and throwing this on the run, we could have caught it, which all played out for him. We need a 2-touchdown lead, though. So I'm going to trust him on 3rd and goal. We could have probably taken the slant, but the defense's play, I tried to get over to them, but I couldn't. They'd eventually score their first touchdown of the day, and now we're in a 10-10 game. This is...
So they'll come up after
throw that ball to me. And it's a good thing that neither offense has been able to do that much in this game. I think we can take our pitch. That was a very close one, but it panned out, and we should probably start chewing the clock to try and just win this one. Maybe this... Glad I saw that. J.J. Etheridge is not our fast receiver, though. That's why I was a little bit confused it was even open in the first place. That route is so... an interesting spot. It is 2nd and goal, and I'm very nervous right here. It doesn't take much for them to get into the end zone. We just have to hope that they throw it to us, and I can't believe we've gotten them to a 4th and goal situation. Come on, make a bad read. That is straight Epiget. I'm not even going to try to return it. Don't go out of the end zone. What are you doing? I wasn't controlling him. I stopped using the stick. I was like pulling him back, and he's made it possible to get a safety. Maybe Kent State really is cursed. They are not run committing. I was going with the pass because I was assuming the run commit was coming right there, and now we have to trust our offensive line on 3rd and inches for the championship. Come on, truck your way through. It has been marked as a first down. So all it's going to take is one final kneel. And we have done it with Kent State. We have won the national championship. It could be considered a little bit of a Mickey Mouse run. We had 15 easy games before this. But we had a receiver that...
They want to put the magnets or the things, the sensors in the ball to show exactly where it is. But right now, it's all about us humans.
I'm sure as a coach, when you throw the flag, you hold your breath, then you get the verification you were right, a sigh of relief.
Not only a sigh of relief, a little vindication as well, because every time you pull that red flag and throw it, you could be costing your team a timeout.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He chucks him aside.
Thumped him.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Well, I tell you what, when you get a running back who can move like that in the open field, that's something to take advantage of, and they certainly did there.
And there's an old chestnut of an expression called getting on your horse. And I hate to use it, but I'm going to right here because it absolutely applies. How about the head of steam he had behind him? He was absolutely galloping downfield. That was something to see.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. David. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
A throw over the middle, taken in. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able... And he's in! Touchdown, Houston! And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly, and oftentimes on the move, when they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Denver's offense ready to go again. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it,
Jimmy is joined by...
Last time he was looking for Jerry Jeudy, but it's going to be second down.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Lock. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're putting in completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Throwing his Lock on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
A gain of 3, 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Leonard. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that he talked about big moments.
I get my hands on the person who did this. They're going to lose. They were never over.
Points result.
You got that.
This play significant.
Who did this?
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
What's going on here?
Don't you see?
From the gun.
Joey must have defeated Val and then Marshall.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read a receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent.
There's only one person we can really blame for all of this. I think you know who I mean.
Knock it away.
He hopped safely in his fortress.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again, David. And that is incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, David. A man, and he hits him in stride. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27, no first down. Now for the field goal try, here's Eddie Pinheiro. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that will knot us up at 10. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick.
Would you do his battles for him?
Either an extra point, or in this case, a field goal.
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And now the clock reads precisely 1 minute to go in the half. You want to run the 1-minute offense? This is a good test right here.
It certainly is. It's definitely not a time going into the half. This is a chance to attack a little bit, but not having to get everything in one shot either. 10 yards here, 15 there. Work the sidelines, work the clock. Give yourself a chance for at least a field goal going into the half.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
You sure you don't want to take that back? Doug says they simply known for his sense of humor. Then you leave me no choice. It's my duty to protect him.
Now the Broncos
So
going to
figure
use the
it out
second
for
of their
some
timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number
biggest
1.
mistakes he ever
They
made.
got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him.
How many innocent lives have been destroyed?
Will use their 3rd and final timeout.
Do you think I would care? I made a commitment to help Westford Doug save the planet from crumbling at the hands of people like you. And if keeping my promise means giving up my own soul, well then so be it. Because even if I'm captured, I'll be given my honor. I'm given the proof of life and the strength it needs to restore peace to the world once again.
Wake up! You see that your so-called still dogs is to continue to satisfy his own selfish needs. If you really want to save the world, stop fighting me and join my side.
As soon as the great beast is revived, I will prove your son will no longer exist.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
I absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows the punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Now a handoff looking right, and he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As we'll get you into Orlando, we're standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. It is the final weekend of the regular season, final day of the calendar year as well. A lot of action to update you on, so let's get right to it. We'll begin our tour up at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, where it was the Browns who were winners in that one at home. 27-21, your final. From there, we move to Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. See what's going on with the Chiefs. And that one is at halftime as they lead the visiting Patriots in that ball game. Meet Cole Hardman, a touchdown catch in that first half. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world. See what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And things didn't go so well, as it was the visiting Raiders who come in and grab the victory. A field goal, the difference. 17-14, the final. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been as tight as we expected. All tied through one half of play. For the call of the second half, let's get it back to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Now a hit and a loose football. And careless with the football there in the kick return.
One thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. On first down, David, and he rifles one incomplete. 2nd and 10, we're all knotted up at 10, but it appears that may change soon. Only question is, will they have to settle for 3? From the gun, David. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's third.
Greatness starts with optimizing the car. Whether you're a world-class athlete or a busy parent at home.
David. Good work by that Bronco defense, and it leads to a 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays.
That's not a lot of
Have to admit that that's a
They only
disappointing
had
end.
44, that's not a lot of love. 59 for the Commanders. I was possession was about 34 to 25. But the Washington Commanders go on the road, get it done. I know they're excited about that. Washington is better than Washington. The NFL is better. With some of these old guards, though, so they have been in the playoffs all the time. And when they were there, they didn't do a whole lot. But Washington go on the road, get it done. Thanks to Jay Daniels and the outstanding rookie quarterback for the Commanders. Until Washington's game, it was a good game. It was a good game. It was kind of slow. It was deep of the game. 1-7. Deep of the game. A lot of penalties, a lot of third and longs. Kept it from being a high-scoring game. Put themselves.
Teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away. Shocker. Try and get after them early and try and get a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 20.
David and Goliath. Since biblical times, monumental upsets have piqued our interest, and it's been no different on the gridiron. Whether it's an up-and-coming team stunned established power, or an underachiever beating that season's top dog, sit back and enjoy the top 10 playoff upsets in NFL history.
That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're the bottom spot in the NFL, but they come through
fresh in our memories. To many, Cincinnati's journey to the AFC Championship was unfathomable. 2 seasons removed from the worst record in the league, the Bengals ended a 5-year playoff drought. 2021, Cincy was on to the big bad Chiefs for his quad Super Bowl 56. KC was making its 4th straight AFC Championship appearance and expected to advance to its 3rd straight Super Bowl. Through much of the first half, Goliath was beating up on David. Then came a big momentum swing. This was the heart of the
That's a great route right there, because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completions.
Throwing on 1st down is Locke. That's going to be caught by Judy. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time
18 points, Cincinnati tied it up. After the teams traded field goals, we were headed to overtime.
So good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively, but they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
A team with plus 15,000 preseason odds to capture the Lombardi Trophy was now just a win away. Cincinnati's underdog run would end in a heartbreaking loss to the Rams. Let's raise the stakes now to a Super Bowl matchup between a young superstar and aging legend. Denver missed the playoffs in 94 and 95, then got upset in 96. They settled for a wild card spot in 97, while the Broncos were on the path of destruction. Not to mention, NFC teams had won 13 consecutive Super Bowls heading into this game.
Make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Blanketed coverage by Houston makes it 4th.
This start was expected to be 11-point favorite, so how would Denver respond? The Broncos defense was able to take advantage of Favre's occasional recklessness, but Denver was dealt bad news when their star running back Terrell Davis had to exit the field.
The only thing I see on this play is they're going to take it to 15 leads, and if you're not in there, they won't believe it. Okay?
That culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the
Now
field.
a touchdown, Denver put the pressure on Green Bay.
See what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to
But
drive
the defending
and end with a
champs
kick.
weren't going away that
Most of them
easily.
want it in with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy
They
with that
needed to
field goal.
engineer a big-time drive after 10 unanswered Packer points. That sets us up for one of the most iconic plays in NFL
Two
lore.
tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Brett Favre is not over there saying John Elway sure would look nice with a Super Bowl ring on. He tried to win that game as well.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads
Green
to a
was
2nd and 11.
sensational with 126 yards and 2 TDs, but it was the Broncos' late-game heroics that stole the show.
Here it's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Still, Green Bay had one more chance to tie it
There
up.
was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender.
And he lost the
Number
football.
8 on the
It's
list was a
picked up by
forgotten
the
classic, the
Broncos.
NFC divisional round pitted the Vikings, 11-point underdogs, against the top-seeded 49ers, with a pair of Lombardis, Rolf and Montana, that already built the team of the decade. That year, Jerry Rice set an NFL record with 22 receiving touchdowns in just 12 games, one more than Minnesota's entire team had all season. But you know the old saying, that's why they play the game. Quite the shock as Minnesota bolted out to a 20-3 lead. Both teams traded touchdowns to make the score 27-10. San Fran clawed back with 2 more scores to cut the Vikings' lead to 9 late in the 4th. It was too little too late. Minnesota extended their lead thanks to one of the greatest performances in postseason history.
Because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid.
Anthony Carter set the then NFL postseason record with 227 receiving yards. Quarterback Wade Wilson posted a season-high 288 yards as the duo vanquished the Niners 36-24. Let's pause here to highlight some honorable mentions that didn't make the cut. The Seahawks and Saints squared off in the 2010 NFC Wild Card with Beast Mode punctuating this instant classic.
Partner, the head coach is out of challenges now for the rest of the game. I'm not too
Upsetting
sure
the
he would
reigning
like to
Super
have
Bowl
a few more
champions, the Titans
challenges
drew the
in his
NFL's
pocket.
single-season record holder for team rushing yards, Baltimore's point total, and differential were top 11 all-time, while Lamar Jackson became just the second-ever unanimous MVP. Yet, Tennessee, who barely made the playoffs, completely shut down Baltimore. The 1995 AFC Divisional Round featured a matchup between the top-seeded Chiefs and the 9-7 Colts. It was the Chiefs' 6th straight playoff appearance and the Colts' first in 8 years. Despite 4 turnovers on the day, Kansas City had one final shot to extend the game.
They'll run with Lindsey. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
Let's turn the clock back now to the 1969 season when the Chiefs and Vikings played in Super Bowl IV.
That wasn't awesome. We really played with going. We didn't feel at all like we were 13 months.
Former Chiefs Lynn Dawson and Jim Lynch are right. The only reason the Vikings were heavily favored was because of the blatant bias towards the NFL. And from the get-go, everyone could see why this Chiefs team deserved to be here.
Especially by Lindsey. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. They give him 2 yards officially, and now they'll be 3rd and goal.
The deepest Minnesota got into Chiefs territory during the first half was the 39-yard line. Kansas City held a commanding lead at halftime and continued to step on the gas.
Touchdown of the season, and the Broncos using a short field.
At the game's end, the Chiefs had walloped the NFL's best team 23-7.
And got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times that's a passing play.
And the kicker, this has to come out for the PAT.
In 1998, the Minnesota Vikings were the juggernaut of all juggernauts. They scored the most points ever in a season at the time, largely because of rookie wideout Randy Moss. Minnesota became the 3rd team to win 15 or more regular season games. This roster was littered with future Hall of Famers. The Falcons, on the other hand, were way ahead of their rebuild, courtesy of Dan Reeves. The Falcons ended a 2-year playoff drought, achieving a franchise record 14 wins, made their first NFC Championship appearance. They had a top 10 offense and defense, yet this game was still Minnesota's to lose. However, the Dirty Birds came out swinging. Atlanta didn't care that they were 11-point underdogs, but that opening drive TD woke up the beast.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this
unanswered points, and Atlanta desperately needed something positive going into halftime. The Falcons chipped away at Minnesota's lead, but the Vikings' own offense wasn't tired yet. With under 6 minutes to go, Minnesota could ice the game, but the Vikings' record-breaking offense fell flat near the red zone. Still, settling for a field goal would almost ensure victory.
Find someone to get rid of the football before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football.
The Mints
that led to the
gifted
sack.
Atlanta one final shot.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Into the forced overtime, a welcome sight for the Falcons.
Over the middle, complete. It's Terry. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. The Texans on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3, and he's able
Hall of
to get
Famer
the
Earl
first
Campbell
before he's taken
suffered
down.
injuries during Houston's 1979 Wild Card victory. Pasquaridi and Campbell would miss the divisional matchup against the Hall of Fame-laden Chargers. QB Dan Fouts set the NFL single-season passing yards record, leading San Diego to the AFC's top seed. Nevertheless, the Chargers drew first blood.
They're in a position now where their fan base gets excited when they
However,
pick up a
Bums
first down.
boys
They cheer
battled back.
almost like they picked up a touchdown.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Davis. Throw left side, complete. It's Flowers. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did.
Oilers relied on their backup rushers for 148 of their 259 yards for a battered and bruised team fighting for every inch, taking a 10-7 halftime lead was huge. That said, it's tough to hold an edge against these Chargers.
Can't get away, and he's taken down.
Austin's lead vanished quickly, trailing by 3. The Oilers' defense needed to step up again.
Weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
Oilers' defense held strong long enough for backup QB Gifford Nielsen to energize the offense.
To the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him, do some different things so they can't just
Nielsen's
rely on the
each
fact
strike
he's
to
going to
Mike
take 3 to 5
Renfro gave
steps
Houston
back
a
in the
3-point
pocket
lead.
and
The
line up
Oilers
the
needed to hold off the high-powered Chargers offense for one last quarter to secure the upset.
And that is incomplete. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case,
Perry set a single-game playoff record with 4 interceptions and blocked that field goal earlier in the contest. They forced Danny Fouts into a career-high 5 interceptions and a season-low passer.
So obviously that one really hurts not to be able to convert, but this one's not over yet, Charles. Look at the clock, and then also 2 timeouts still left for him.
And if I'm coaching the defense, I think I'm
Sealer was talking to by train Saturday night in Michigan.
Packages going at them. I'm going to force them on offense to kind of gamble a little bit because I will leave openings. You can sting me. That's how often they want to do that. They're going to want to run the ball and bleed the clock. I'm going after them, hoping to make a big play.
And in a sense, 3 timeouts with that 2-minute warning.
Great note right there because it was the 2 timeouts. They get a 3rd one back. They still have a chance.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Another run by Lindsey. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
What's going on, guys? This is your boy John Liquidator coming back with
frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
And this one is right down Broadway. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10.
Texans 13.
So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game. His 3rd field goal of the
you want
game,
to
able to knock it through.
I don't want to ding. So when I needed a new credit card, I went to Experian.
A little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now
Only read.
a little bit of margin of error, don't you?
I was 29 more times. It was the consecutive.
Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. So now the Texans down on the scoreboard. 1:45 to play. Now their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come up on 1st down.
So restore the peace to the world once again.
Wake up! Can't you see that your so-called master God is just using you to satisfy his own selfish needs? If you really want to save the world, then stop fighting me and join my side.
As soon as the great beast is revived, I'm afraid your side will no longer exist anymore. And all it needs to get started is with more strong solo.
11 yards there, 1st down.
It's true. You better believe it as we speak to you. I can lurch in the shadows.
2nd down.
And as soon as I defeat you, your life energy will be offered to the beast, giving you the strength it needs to fully cross over its
Throwing on 3rd and long. David. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Why is the Pharaoh take over like that?
He must have gone after dark.
He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way way down to the 26. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down.
Just my luck. Door fest continues. So, what happened to Wheeler? Did baby need a nap?
That's not funny, Kaiba.
What do you think he'll tell the coach when he goes to the sidelines?
What's your problem now?
At about the 5. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. The Texans going to signal for their third and final timeout, as they'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play. Operating from the gun. David to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Another shot from the 1 on second and goal.
Rat and his name's Darts.
Second and goal. To throw on second down. David, and this is caught. So it's a late touchdown, but maybe too late. Still a little time left on the clock, however. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
The most devastating creature that ever lived is waiting to rise again. That is your soul. And the sacred seal of the Broncos will take care of that once I take you down. Of course, I already defeated you once, but somehow you were able to cheat me by switching places with someone else.
And the lead is down to a field goal now.
He needs one.
That time. And the
He'll
result,
take
a
the
Houston
extent.
touchdown.
Don't even think about trying to pull a stunt like that again, Pharaoh. I don't appreciate being lied to, and besides, there's no one for you to hide behind this time. As now, it's just you and me. The winner leaves a free man. The loser becomes a prisoner to the beast.
If that's what it takes to set my friends free, then let's do it. I won't show it my way. I can go straight for death. It's just a shame that I don't let the court to follow my way.
You're exactly right. They had to
Look,
try
at the Darts opened me up to the truth, made me who I am today. You're just jealous because you...
So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and they say it's never easy to come into Denver to win because of the altitude. They look pretty comfortable in the altitude.
They certainly did. I'm not quite sure how they got prepared. And it's always been a big debate about what to do. I lived out there at one point. I lived in Colorado Springs. And I remember saying to someone after my second or third day there, like, this altitude thing is no big deal.
University of Chicago was a founding member.
It hit. And it hit hard. And it took me a while to get ready and get acclimated. So some teams, they like to come in early, try and get on a schedule and feel good with it. Other teams say, forget it. Let's not let the effects jump on us. They come in as late as possible, as close to kickoff, and play. Whatever way they did it, it worked in this one.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Numinosity Academy.
They do finish things out with a victory here in the final week, but the victories were few and far between as they'll end the year 5-11. And by just about all accounts, not the type of year they were hoping to have. Meanwhile, for Houston, they go out with a bit of a whimper as they wrap up a very trying 3-13 season. And this front office will have plenty of work to do in the draft and through free agency to turn this ship around.